views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts, guests, and contributors, and do not reflect the official views of Real TV, its management, or affiliates. Content is provided for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised.
To all of our local, regional and international viewers, thank you kindly for choosing us here on Real TV, where we bring reality to you. My dear friends, a very warm welcome to another edition of the program Conversations with Zelisa, where we continue to inform, educate, empower and answer those unanswered questions. I am Zelisa Rupani, humbly inviting you to sit back, relax, enjoy, get your pen, get your notebook, Real TV, so you can take notes and important numbers that will be helpful for you and your loved ones. Directing this morning and in Master Control, Nathaniel Reed, on behalf of the team, we'd like to wish each and every one of you a beautiful, blessed, productive and great day today. I trust all is well. You're safe, you're happy, you're in good health, and you're having yourself a beautiful day, reminding you life is what you make of it. Happy Tuesday, my friends. It's Tuesday, the 2nd of June, 2026. It is a day and time we will never have the opportunity to ever have again in life. Don't procrastinate, don't waste your time. Do something productive and constructive, all right? Let's quickly go to our quote for today, coming to us with the kind compliments of Fab India Expo. And our quote says, "The greatness of a community is most accurately measured by the compassionate actions of its members." There you go. And this is so true. The greatness of a community is most accurately measured by the compassionate actions of its members. Thank you so much for that, Nathaniel. Our quote came to us with the kind compliments of Fab India Expo. Remember to check them out today.
Looking for something truly unique this season? Then you need to visit Fab India Expo, located opposite Medford Gas Station, Shogunas. Brand new containers have just arrived, packed with one-of-a-kind garments you won't find anywhere else. Whether you're shopping for something stylish, traditional, or custom-made, we've got you covered with made-to-order pieces tailored just for you. And it doesn't stop there. Take a stroll through our full food court, offering delicious options for the entire family. From savory bites to sweet treats, there's something for everyone. Plus, don't miss our big sale on furniture. Upgrade your home with beautiful pieces at unbeatable prices. So come on down to the Fab India Expo, located opposite Medford Gas Station, Shogunas, where culture, style, and savings come together.
To Conversations with Zelisa, right here on Real TV, where we bring reality to you, to all of our local, regional and international viewers. Those of you on Tego, the app, remember to download it, take it with you real time, anytime you can see Real TV. And of course, to all those of you in Canada, on the Caribbean Showtime Television in Canada, thanks a lot for choosing us, allowing us into your space. You know, it's always about informing and educating you. Information is power, knowledge is power. And when you have knowledge, of course, you make better choices. And with better choices, we all will embrace and have a better tomorrow. Today, I'm in conversation with two gentlemen, I would say, are pillars of strength. Stand in the gap when it comes for our security and for improving and ensuring that our future is intact. But what is also important is that in our now, we can be safe. I'm speaking of no other than Mr. Aleem Hussain, who is the Vice President of the San Juan Police Station Community Council. And he's joined today by Mr. Imraz Hussain, Police Inspector attached to the San Juan Police Station. Gentlemen, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Zelisa.
Two pillars of strengths in our community, giving of yourself, giving of your time. So first of all, for the security of our country. And I always have the greatest respect and admiration for police officers, despite what people say, because it's just not you we are grateful for, but also your family. They pay a heavy price, and people don't realize that. When you make the sacrifices you do, it is your family that pays the price. The hours that you put in, the time that you put in, the security measures of, safety and things like that. So thank you for taking time and being here with us so you could continue to partner, inform and educate. Now, as the Vice President of the Police Community Council, it is about fixing and getting our community right. And when we have such organizations within every community, then there is a feeling of safety, there's a feeling of comfort, because we have people like your good selves on a committee to work together with the police and the residents in the area to ensure that we are safe and secured. So thank you for being here, first of all.
You're most welcome.
Most welcome.
Let's talk a little bit about the council and what the council, how long it's been in existence, and exactly, you know, what are your goals, what we're looking at vision.
Okay, first of all, I would like to recognize the president of the San Juan Police Station Council, Miss Patricia Goddard. She was unable to attend this morning because of medical situation, but she's very supportive of our event here this morning. Station councils are actually a mandate from the National Security. Commissioner of Police. So all police stations actually do have a station council. Whether it's active or not is a different story.
Okay.
Okay. So San Juan Police Station Council has been active for a pretty long time. It's just that the new executive, which has been around maybe about 3 years now, you know, we have been trying to make a difference in our community of San Juan. Our goal really, because the truth about it is the police are there to support us, but they can't be there everywhere all the time.
Correct.
As well as we need to inspire ourselves, you know. They can't do it without us and we can't do it without them. So, and that's essentially what the station council is about, is bridging a gap between the community and the law enforcement.
Very nice. Speaking now on behalf of the police service, sir, what are your thoughts now now that we understand that every police station is mandated, ensure that this council is active, in terms of the council in San Juan today being active with the working hand in hand with the police station or the police in this area, how would you say would have benefited or continues to benefit?
First of all, good morning.
Good morning.
Zelisa, Alim and members of the viewers. As Alim said, the station council is about bridging the gap between the community and the TTPS, law enforcement, right? The station council, we work closely in hand with them, and our main objective is to rebuild that public trust and confidence in the police service, which is at a low at this stage, right? So by doing that, we would tend to bridge the gap, we try to reach out to the public, the station council, which in turn would, they would have larger communication with the various communities within the Sawa police station. We hold regular meetings. As Alim said, it is an active station council where we do walkabouts within these. At different times, we do walkabouts at different locations within the Sawa community, right? Reaching out to members of the public. One of the main objectives is to encourage the residents. We have recently started to form neighborhood watch groups, right? By doing this, we have a more hands-on approach to the problems that they may face, and be able to respond to it in quick time, because we put ourselves on the WhatsApp groups as well, so we see the messages they send. One of the main objectives of that is that if they should see something suspicious and they want to report a crime or whatnot, the usual process is to call 999, which is a lengthy process. Sometimes they have to wait. Then the matter would be transferred to the station district, then to be sent to the officers on patrol. That takes some time. So
Yes.
how we have circumvented that is that we, on the group, we see it one time. So when they put something, we see it one time, and our police officers are able to respond one time, immediately.
Things, Inspector, that you indicated, and I like this very much because I think it's going to bridge the gap. Citizens, whether we like it or not, we may say things, but the point is when we hear police or we talk about police, there's a level of intimidation, of reaching out. That's there, and it should be respect rather than intimidation. That's what I feel. We should have a level of respect for you. However, when citizens, when they see that you walk hand in hand with the council, the faces that they meet and greet, that they could feel approachable to, and now they feel there is no hesitation. They see that, especially with the walkabouts, getting to know the residents in the community. I think that's a win right there. So it breaks that level of fear and intimidation of reaching out. You may have a family that's living next to another family that they are aware that abuse is going on or drugs are being sold. I'm just saying, but because of the fear, but now that they have this one-on-one interaction, they would feel a little more comfortable to break, to be able to communicate.
Right. So like I said before, part of this is to foster better community relations. It's all about building communities and having people comfortable with the police.
Absolutely correct. And I think even with the WhatsApp group, that a simple thing is you may take it for granted, a WhatsApp group, but you're absolutely correct. It saves a lot of time. Something is happening on the point. You see it immediately. You act. You don't wait.
Right.
Action, things in action. So that's another very, very good point. Do you find, Mr. Hussein, that people in the community, they're coming out and partnering, they're making it's being something that is looking as very positive nation building for the community?
So to answer that question and just the comments before, right, what has been happening is where people would be afraid to say something, now they feel that they have a support system, right? Not only the members of their community, but they have the support from us, the station council, and the San Juan police station.
Beautiful.
Right? So it's kind of empowering people to step up and make a difference in their community. So people are speaking up. We've created these group chats, and they have taken over, they've empowered themselves, and they take control. When they want something, they just call us, and we just have to follow.
You act.
Yes.
What are some of the, I would say, some of the negative comments that you've been receiving that you're now going to work towards fixing, in taking that negative, working towards it to fix it, to make it a positive?
Well, the main thing is the trust.
Trust.
Right? And slowly but surely, people are recognizing, listen, we're doing something. It's not that we're just doing this for show, right? It's something that's actually being actively done, and the efforts are there from both parties, right? So people seeing that commitment from our part, so they are opening up, right? And feeling more confident. And people, communities, they're taking back their communities, from the violence, the crime, and all those things. It's a work in progress.
I think you're absolutely correct. I think the shift is now people are recognizing it's not just about talking, but it's about action.
Yes.
Getting up and making things happen. And I think now that they have people that they could see, that they could recognize, that they could partner with to stand in the gap, to stand for them and advocate, that in itself is something that is positive. I think we all want to have a sense, a feeling of being comfortable, of being safe, of being able to leave your car, not worry if you're coming back and you're seeing that car there or not. You follow. You're going into the supermarket to buy a bread and you're not, oh God, are scared because of the possibilities. And that is the fear that we are having as citizens, like it or not, Some people live life and they're not bothered, but then there are others that are very concerned about it because they have no other choice but to be in the belly of it. And
especially those who have been affected negatively as well.
Absolutely correct.
That fear, the trauma.
The trauma that goes along with it.
Yes.
When we come back, we'll talk about perhaps some of the initiatives the council would have taken together with the police officers in terms of resolve, in terms of getting that intervention to get help. when we return. This is a program, Conversations with Zelisa, right here on Real TV, where we bring reality to you. Let's go to these important messages. When we return, we continue our conversation. Stay with us.
It's your host, Naka, and Bridging the Gap is here, where we talk about current and social affairs every Monday to Thursday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. right here on Real TV.
Are you looking for the right space for your business? Fred's Plaza has the space you need. We offer professional rental spaces designed for growing businesses. Conveniently located in San Juan on the Eastern Main Road, opposite the PTSC terminal and between Royal Castle and Mario's. Easy access, high visibility. For inquiries, call or WhatsApp 868-384-7142 today, or visit Level 3 Fred's Plaza for details.
In a world full of noise, choose clarity. The Real News digital publication is your choice for important news coverage. From influential figures shaping our nation to a powerful week in review that keeps you informed. The weekly edition is available for download on all of our social media platforms. Smart, sharp, essential. Real News digital publication. Stay informed, stay educated, stay empowered. Welcome back to Conversations with Zelisa, right here on Real TV, where we bring reality to you. To all of our local, regional and international viewers, thank you so much for choosing us. 2 million views and growing strong. You made it possible. Thank you so much for that. Remember to like and share, because it's great information. Knowledge is power. When we have knowledge and we have good information, it means we have this to our ability to make better choices. When we make better choices, it's not just for us, but for the future generations, for a better tomorrow. We invest into our children because of the knowledge that we have. We invest in and inculcate the right morals and values. Today, I am in conversation with Mr. Aleem Hussain, Vice President of the San Juan Police Station Community Council, and Mr. Imraz Hussain, Police Inspector attached to the San Juan Police Station. And these gentlemen work together cohesively as a group so that we could have a better Trinidad and Tobago. We could have a better San Juan, a better community where we are safe, where we feel comfortable, and it becomes our pride and joy to be part of something that is dynamic and safe, making sure that our children have a good future. Welcome back, gentlemen. When it comes to our children, of course, sir, Inspector, you know firsthand of what you see and what you witness by the hour, you know, in terms of our children, delinquency. They say they're running horse, lost generation. And sometimes I myself may say such things, but it comes down to accountability. And I firsthand would say it also starts in the home, proper parenting. Unfortunately, we don't have that all the time. We don't have proper parenting. We have parents that are not too committed to the fact that they're parents. And that's where the community or the police officers in the community will have to take control. What are some of the initiatives the council is now doing to jump in, to say, all right, we're going to save the youth. We're going to jump in, protect, look for measures, look for ways to divert the negativity into something that is positive, to have good law-abiding citizens?
So, the reality of life is you could bring the horse to the water, but
you can't make it drink the water.
Correct. we're trying our best, but you know, like everything else, it's a work in progress, and the efforts of the San Juan police station, headed by Inspector Imraz Hussain, their diligence, I must say, is very good. Their commitment to the community. He, along with his team, are hardworking. So I really have to say kudos to the San Juan police station. From my experience with the station council, when somebody makes a report on any of those group chats, you know, they respond almost immediately. Our objective, as he said, we do regular walkabouts, as well as we have little town hall meetings in different communities from time to time. We're actually stepping up that right now because, as I said, these neighborhood watch groups, they started to empower themselves. So they orchestrated meetings now and inviting us, whereas before we would have had to orchestrate it.
You took the lead.
Yes. So now they're doing it, as I said, they are empowering themselves. They feel that level of confidence. When we have our meetings, and every month, is it every month, the police station they have town hall meetings that various heads of the Northeastern Division are part of, and not only the security aspect of it, there are different vested members such as community police, the fire, and other
Councillors attending. We also have a serious thing is the Victim Witness and Support Unit or the PPPS. They are there, they just be on hand to assist in anybody who needs any type of counseling.
I want to talk about that, you know, Inspector, because I think people take mental health for granted or think that it's not real, and it's actually very much alive and very real.
Very much so.
And I'm happy that you all are now taking the initiative to probably guide people as to proper counseling. You know, in that aspect, it's important.
At those meetings, right, you could actually come to the meeting, maybe talk about a crime that you've experienced or witnessed, but also, you know, if it is a light pole leaning, right? So it's not only about crime, it's more holistic.
Do you have the leaders of the churches, the mosques, the temples involved in these meetings as
Not
well?
actively at this
Not
point
actively.
in time.
Why do you think they're not actively involved?
No. It's not necessarily about them, but it's not a group we've really focused on. You know, when we're having our meetings, we make everyone as much as possible aware of our meetings to attend, because from my experience, every single member or resident of San Juan who attends those meetings with an issue is dealt with immediately. Okay, and you know, especially you talk about the children in our community and thing, and because community police is part of our team, they deal with those issues on the spot, right? Whatever resources they need to get done, let's say children not going to school for whatever reason, they would find out, they would get the resources to make it happen. You know, even if there are elderly people in the area that need support, we had one instance, somebody needed a wheelchair. I think by the next day, they got a wheelchair.
Well, that's the kind of action you need. Are you? What would you say that we're in an era where we have two very important people, heads, in that MP Saddam Hussein, and then we have Mr. Devish Maharaj. Are they also actively involved as member of parliaments?
Yes, I would say yes. We have their support.
Great,
We
and
have
that
their
is
support.
important to have their support.
So I just want to touch on, if I may, touch on what you spoke about earlier, where you spoke about children
Yes.
and the homes and whatnot. Yes, the children are the future of the nation.
Correct.
Right? And one major concern that we have that we try to do with our town meetings. First, I must say, our town meeting, we had our recently concluded town meeting on the 20th of May. at the Maitawa Community Center. And I must say that it was one of our best town meetings we have had. And I believe the reason for that is the work that we have put in the bill with the station council, the walkabouts, inviting people, encouraging people. We had a great turnout, one of the greatest turnout that San Juan has ever had, and it was a really interactive session. You know, I must acknowledge our Assistant Commissioner of Police, Ms. Butler, and my senior superintendent, Ms. Guy Allen, right? They were instrumental in that town meeting, and it was well attended. One of the major things that came out from that is, as you were speaking about youths, we are in the process of reforming the police youth club. We think that that is a great opportunity in order to keep children away from crime, give them an alternative, right? Because of the homes they come in and from some of the depressed areas in the Sawa district, right? And the public, they themselves have been asking for that. So that is something on our agenda.
I will applaud you and work with you firsthand in help building that, because I've seen, I've experienced, I've interviewed other police where you have the youth involved and the youth being active, and seeing those children transform and blossom is so rewarding, and see how successful those units have been, especially when they partner with single parents. And so that is extremely important, and I'm happy that that's the way you all are going moving forward. This is a program, Conversations with Zelisa, right here on Real TV, as we continue to inform, educate, empower. Inspector, for those that would like to partner, that are looking at the show right now, parents, grandparents, aunties, uncles, and recognizing, listener, I'm in the San Juan area and I want to be part of something that is dynamic. How can they join? How can they partner? How can they come on board? Because I'm sure more hands, more heads, more people will always make it stronger. I mean, you all are 12 years and going strong, if I stand to be corrected.
Yes.
Great. For those that would want to be part of something as dynamic as this, making a difference, how do they contact you all? How do they get involved?
This is the man right here, Mr. Ali Hussein.
So you could always go to the San Juan police station.
Nice.
But you could contact me as well. My name is Aleem Hussein and my number is 683-1901.
We'll be sure to get the number up when we return. This is a program, Conversations with Zelisa, as we continue to inform, educate, empower, and answer those unanswered questions. No more excuses. If you're in the San Juan area and environs, then be part of something that is dynamic. Stop talking and let's get action. Let's get on board to have a safer, happier, and more beautiful Trinidad and Tobago. Let's take our country back. Let's take that responsibility upon ourselves. Let's now go to these important messages. Stay with us.
Macon Construction Company Limited. Save big whilst building stronger. We build with our Macon innovative building systems, which provides high wind speed, earthquake, sea blast and fire resistance. Is thermally and acoustically insulated. Provides improved construction timelines and cost savings. We provide construction services from design to finish and everything in between. Macon Construction Company Limited. Building green today with tomorrow's technology. Contact or visit us today.
Let's get straight to the point. I am Dale Edwards, Dale the Voice, and we're going to get straight to the point right here on Real TV. Join me Monday to Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. when we talk the hard truth. We're not beating around the bush. We're getting straight to the point, dealing with real issues, social, politics, and much more. Monday to Friday, the only place to be is right here on Real TV.
The Ambassador's Daughter. Weekdays at 11 a.m. Only on Real TV.
To all of our local, regional, international viewers, thank you kindly for choosing us on Real TV. Those of you on Tego, the app, those of you in Canada on the Caribbean Showtime television, thank you so much for allowing us, into your space. Knowledge is power. Today I have two very knowledgeable gentlemen who stand out of their comfort zone in order to assist and to help and to make Trinidad and Tobago a safer and happier place. If we are not safe, we're not happy. If we're not happy, we're not safe, It works hand in hand. But very often we rely and we give the responsibility to someone else, or we blame the authorities, when really we can take control of our lives and our situations as well, yeah? In conversation today with Mr. Aleem Hussain, who is the Vice President of the San Juan Police Station Community Council, and Mr. Imraz Hussain, Police Inspector attached to the San Juan Police Station. And Mr. Hussain, you're also very much part of this group of, you work hand in hand with the group.
Most certainly, ma'am.
He's your real boss.
He's the boss. He's the boss of the bosses. And that's important, that you get the opportunity now to work hand in hand with the law of the land, and which I think makes your organization a lot more credible, stronger, and give you now the, I don't want to say the authority, but the strength to excel, because you're already partnered with such a dynamic team, and that is the law. You can't get better than that. Yeah? The reason I was saying earlier on, Mr. Hussain, with regards to getting all of the pundits on board, all of the imams, the priests in the area, it's because they are the head of their temples, of their churches, and they also have first-hand influence in the citizens of our land. And if you get them on board, it means you get all of these other people that become very active, and we all play an important role. Principals of schools. I know Mrs. Goddard is who is the president, is a past principal, yes. And so that in itself is a strength. So we talk a little bit about the work that you're doing. Now, what are the plans for the future?
So as you indicated about getting people of like the imams and pundits and priests on board, as well as principals, it's a work in progress.
Yes.
This job it's free. It's
not paying exactly. It's out of pocket.
Well, it's out of heart.
Oh, that's
wanting
a nice
to
way of putting it.
Make a difference in your community.
Yes.
Take back your community. Make it a safe place again.
Yeah.
So it's about the love of wanting to do it, and there are a couple members of our team who are committed, and it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
We can't take over the world all at once, so it's a process, step by step.
You can do it little by little, drop by drop. The
Drop
bucket
by
will
drop,
it will fill the bucket exactly.
So our main focus has been, getting the communities, the residents, part of it.
Beautiful.
Buying into our vision and our mission.
Getting every citizen to feel responsible and part of something, knowing that they're making a difference in a positive way. Inspector, I want to come right back to you, because my concern is our children. My concern is minute we pick up this and we start going through, is because fighting, cussing, the behavior it's like if it's a lawlessness. And what is sad is that we're not just seeing it in the adults, we're seeing it in our children. And if we could nip it in the bud and get to them and try to refocus or help them or guide them or to lay a strong foundation, then it is our responsibility to do it. It takes a village to raise a child. And it is important. We have our community centers. I often wonder why we are not using our community centers for after school activities. We get some ex-teachers and principals to do some lessons. Not just homework in terms of homework, but let's look at extracurricular learning, to play the piano, the guitar, to dance, to get them to put their energy somewhere else and invest in themselves in a positive way. Take them off of the streets.
And I totally agree with you.
Empower them,
The
get them
whole
to do some
community center
chow.
thing, that's something that needs to be approved at higher
we have it, and utilize it. Use, get areas in the community to have it as a place, the same temples and the same mosque and the same churches. Why not get our children to do positive things after school, rather than they go on the block or they lime or they have the wrong influences? If we put them in a place where they are safe and they could be responsible for something, teach them how to bake a cake, teach them how to make chow, how to make pepper sauce, empower them from young, get them onto the right path. And I'm not saying children should not be children, but I feel we could get them involved in positive things to even develop themselves.
Of course. But I find you have real good ideas, we need to hire you.
Well, I'll tell you something, sir.
Once you could bake.
I can bake. I could cook. A lot of people feel I don't cook, but I cook. I love to cook. But the thing is, we really need to go back to the source. We need to go back to the problem. We understand and know what the problems are, But everybody talking and everybody have a solution and everybody trying to do something. But why is it that we can't get things to be fixed? It's because we're not jumping in the dance. We're not getting involved and getting active and making things happen. We have such people as yourself. We have the police now partnering with such organizations to make it stronger. Then why should the stay-at-home mother get up and come and be part of it and get involved?
And you see, the same thing you're talking about, the ideas that you're bringing forth. From my experience being on the council, I have realized that the police station and their higher-ups, we have the resources and support, but we need to tell them what we want. Okay, otherwise, they could just guess.
They can't execute it if they don't know,
Or they can't guess what we want, So as residents, as citizens of the country, we need to step up and say what we want. And you're rightful about one thing, which is, they are the core problems, and we keep on sticking up plaster over the issues, and that is where we need to start, deal with the core problems.
Make sure that the savannas or wherever the airplay areas they have are well lit. Perhaps we could have the police, be there a little more, their presence, and the children will then always be mindful, well, the law is there, I wouldn't take a chance to behave bad. Things that we could nip in the bud that we could fix.
Well, I can gladly say that we have made a step in that direction. Another part of the strategic pillars of the TTPS, number one, is aside from rebuilding public trust and confidence, another important factor is strengthening ties with the stakeholders.
Yeah.
So we are in communication with the stakeholders of the community. They would assist in the additional resources that we may require for such a venture. Right, so I'm calling on all the stakeholders within the Sawa community to get on board, work with us, so we can build a better future for the children. As I said, the children is the future.
You're absolutely correct. Inspector, give us a little insight with regards to, you gave us a little touch of it, getting involved in terms of counseling, in terms of guiding, in an abusive relationship, they come, there's a stigma. Wife get beat up, go on to the police station, where there's a husband and wife thing, go home, kiss and make up and don't get involved. These are things we hear. There are things we hear, but we need to have clarity on it and understand that, it's not all truthful.
Not in San Juan, I can gladly say, I can safely say, our senior superintendent, Ms. Guy Allen, she is very passionate about that. She would have come from that unit, the Victim and Witness Support Unit. She's very passionate about that, so she ensures that we deal with these type of matters with the greatest of urgency. And like I said, in all our town meetings that we have a table with persons from that unit who are there to assist in counseling and for any follow-up action that they may need in order to get a better place mentally.
Inspector, I say it as it is and I see it as it is. And I would have said to my viewers years now, if you are a parent and you cannot control your children, take your children to the police station, let them deal with them. Let them fix it. Let them if you can't. Because sometimes as a parent, there's only so much you could do. You could lose it as well in trying to balance life, in trying to navigate. So take it to the law. I'm happy now to hear that you all are now putting together and ensuring that there's a youth arm to get involved into positive things. And I think that's a good way moving forward. But let's now talk about direct intervention into getting the right help in terms of counseling, in terms of guidance, in terms of, as Mr. Hussein would have said, a lot of people who are victims, they're still living with that hurt, they're still living with that fear. That intervention, perhaps the council could partner, as you've already partnered, in terms of getting the right guidance for people that really need genuine help.
Well, I would have to say the community police, they have been doing an excellent job in whoever needs that support. But the reality is you have to come forward. Right? If you don't come forward, we won't know what's going on. And he spoke about the victims and with the support unit. When we have our meetings and they are there, their table, there are lines of people who waiting to go speak to them one-on-one. So it has been effective. And again, you know, if you don't come out and say what's happening, then we won't know, so we can't help you. Right?
Absolutely.
So
true.
reach out to us for sort of support.
And I want to remind our viewers, please, that's why I always remind you at the beginning of every show to have your diary with you or your book with you, Real TV, so you could take the numbers, important numbers. Mr. Hussein's number is there on the television screen. It's 6831901, 6831901. Be part of something that is dynamic. Be part of nation building. Be part of being proud TNT. So reach out if you could help, if you could guide, if you're a retired person and be part of something that is dynamic. Let's save Trinidad and Tobago, and by making that call is the first step you're going to take towards making a difference. Partner with the police, partner with the authorities, partner with the community. You have this council now that's been around for 12 years. And perhaps if you haven't heard, well, today's the day you know about it. 6831901, write it down in your diary, make that call, get that help. Be part of something that is dynamic and nation building. And you could be the person that could make that difference, all right? Let's talk about future plans. What is in the making that we can look forward to with the council?
Well,
how often do you have elections?
I think it's every 2 years. Every 2 years.
Every 2 years, nice.
Elections.
How
so
long?
Elections are due actually right now.
Nice.
So that is something that we'll probably be doing at some point in this year.
Officer?
So I would have taken over the Sawa police station from my colleague and my batch, Miss Adina Cummins-Clark, who would have been the person responsible for bringing the station council to where it's at. And we can only go forward from here, right? But like I said, our main objective is rebuilding the communities, bridging that gap between the police and the residents to give them that feeling of safety and security. Right, and one of the most important ways I think is starting with the children, right, the youths. So we're going full speed ahead with that, working with the youths to give them an alternative to crime and the juvenile delinquency that we see on the streets and whatnot. We're working to take them away from that, right? And this would be done through mostly sporting activities, as well as other forms of discipline. And if we get the stakeholders on board and whatnot, and we look at outings, field trips, recreational stuff, to go, even community service. Like I was just the other day, I was thinking, when we get the youths, we could probably take them to like a trip up to Maracas or Carrico Bay, which is in our northeastern division. And we can do a cleanup at the beach, something for the environment as well.
True.
Right?
Yeah, and you know, Inspector, that is a win-win because it teaches
Correct.
them about discipline, about accountability to keeping the environment clean. It's a positive, every way angle you look at that, it's a win-win. So it's
Certainly.
a beautiful start to something that is great. It's
Yes,
a brilliant
it is.
idea, and you make it a day out for them as well, but they learn the art of keeping your environment clean. You know, they're part of something that they feel accomplished at the end of it. We really went and cleaned this, boy. Why everybody that go to the beach or the rivers don't take a bag and clean up? You know, it's a lesson, and as you say, it's work in progress. But I think
It is.
starting little, you will grow as you know you continue to excel and to grow. This is a program, Conversations with Zelisa, right here on Real TV. Remember to take down Mr. Hussein's number. That is 683191, 683191, and make that call. Allow you and your children to be part of something. We're going into the holiday season, and you know, get your children involved. The youth arm is going to take birth. When we return, we'll talk about that and how you could get your children involved in the youth arm of the community police service. Yeah, let's go to these messages. Stay with us. I am Zelisa Singh Rupani, inviting you to join me for the rebirth of Apne Sitare, Our Stars, a vibrant and spectacular show celebrating the incredible local talents of the sons and daughters of Trinidad and Tobago. Experience the beauty of our culture through singing, dancing, and musical performances as we keep the arts alive and shining bright. Tune in right here on Real TV every Sunday from 1 p.m. for Apne Sitare, Our Stars. See you there.
When security matters most, choose Catch Security Services Limited. We are proudly approved by the Ministry of Homeland Security. We protect your home, business, community, and much more. Our services include professional baton and armed officers, specialized K-9 units, mobile patrols, secure cash pickups, secure transport, and pepper spray applications and supply coming soon. Don't wait. Secure your assets now. Contact Catch Security today. Call 622-6601, email info@cssl-tt.com, or visit our office at 30-32 Saddle Road, Maraval.
In a world full of noise, choose clarity. The Real News digital publication is your choice for important news coverage. From influential figures shaping our nation to a powerful week in review that keeps you informed. The weekly edition is available for download on all of our social media platforms. Smart, sharp, essential, Real News digital publication. Stay informed, stay educated, stay empowered. Welcome back to Conversations with Zelisa. You know there's always a conversation behind the scenes, right? And we're going to make you part of that. Thank you so much for choosing us. Today I'm in conversation with two dynamic gentlemen who really go on beyond the call of duty. I'm putting their lives and their hearts and their soul and everything towards development, towards especially investing in our children, towards positivity. Yeah. So we are in conversation with Mr. Aleem Hussain, who is the Vice President of the San Juan Police Station Community Council, and Mr. Imraz Hussain, who is Police Inspector at the San Juan Police Station, and they work together the council, the San Juan Police Station Community Council. Today we're discussing, the work that they're doing and what they plan to do in the future. And so we have Mr. Hussein's number there, 6831901. If you want to join, if you're a business owner looking at the show this morning and know, listen, I need to partner, I need to make a difference, I need to help the children, I want to leave a legacy with regards to I did something that was positive and nation building, make that call and become part of a dynamic team that could work together to enhance not just the San Juan and environs, but Trinidad and Tobago at large. Yeah? Welcome back, gentlemen.
Thank you.
I think the ideas are brilliant, and I think you recognize the problems and the solutions you already know. It's about gelling it and putting it together, and I think your team is dynamic. Having the police support in itself is something I think is awesome. Working together cohesively, the initiatives that you've already taken with regards to the WhatsApp, getting that active. But I also feel the business community also need to take accountability. I know that you might say, but that's not my problem if somebody have 10 children. But it's our problem because they're our children as well. Every child that is born in this country, we are responsible for each one, whether we like it or not. You go and you look at in the street. I'll tell you what happened to me last week, Friday, Inspector. I went to the supermarket with my daughter after school. I picked up and I went to the supermarket to pick up a couple of things. Shopping, minding my business. We both shopping and doing what we need to get done. A lady indicated that this child was no more than 2 years old. I am thinking a little girl child in a trolley full of groceries left unattended. Now, I didn't see it firsthand. I saw where there was another mother and she's saying, she talking to the child, well, it got my attention. Where's your mommy who left you here? Now, the child couldn't be more than 2 because the child can't say, but the child looking startled in a grocery cart with groceries. Mother nowhere to be found, father nowhere to be found. The lady now taking the cart. I started falling and saying, because that child is our concern, but I'll tell you what happened. Apparently the mother realized that the lady is walking around. Whose child is this? Whose child is this? This child is left unattended. So the lady who is carrying the cart now, we following her. And not that we were minding people's business, but it became our business because this child was left unattended. And the mother said, no, I didn't. And then the father walked up. I don't know if it's the father or boyfriend or whoever it is. But the attitude was so horrible and poor, Inspector. Why are you minding people's business? This is the man's behavior in the supermarket in front of everybody. My point is, be grateful and be thankful that somebody saw your child left unattended, because anybody could have picked up that child and walked out. Nobody knows whose child it was. We have so many ills in society that happening. And he ready to fight the world and fight the woman in front of everybody. Of course, everybody's startled now. My point is, be grateful and say, Mom, thank you for, checking on my child or ensuring. But this is the attitude. However, if that child was kidnapped or stolen or whatever the case is, they'll come on national television and bawl and cry, this and that, and everybody else will have vigil and want to bawl, and that child doesn't become our child.
And the police are doing their work.
And the police are doing their work. The police jumping at and getting. You're absolutely right, Mr. Hussein. Absolutely correct. And this is the mentality of the people that we're dealing with in this country.
It goes back to my point I was making earlier. If this is the environment that child is growing up in, what is expected of that child?
You can't leave your child in the grocery unattended. You cannot. I've seen many times people leave it. Sometimes they run in the pharmacy and they can't. Next, you have 2 and 3 children in the back seat, and you don't even know where the parent. And lawlessness. Take accountability and responsibility. That is your responsibility as a parent or guardian.
Certainly.
Well, the reality of it is people, sometimes we all take risks, but it's the consequence of those
So Hussein,
risks.
with your children, my little child said, well, mommy, this is bad, this is really, really bad, this parent is, my little child, she has her opinion and say, and mommy, and I, so I'm saying you're absolutely correct, why this man is so disrespectful in public. And she said, mommy, ungrateful. I said, yes, ungrateful is a good word, because he's not looking at the good and being thankful that his child was saved. And that's just the lawlessness that we deal with on a daily basis, the mentality. I'll tell you something, Inspector. A couple years ago, if I go to the bank or I go to the supermarket and anybody skip me in the line, I'm telling you, I would go say, excuse me, there's a line, could you go to the back? I would say that, huh? I don't do those things anymore. No. Because of the attitude, you're afraid somebody slap you, you're button, you're staying in your lane, your partner, you fix up.
And it's unfortunate that we have to become that way, right? But what happens when you get angry? That stays with you for the rest of the day. For them, they're proud, right? So they continue with their lives, but you bothered by this, and you have to rehabilitate your brain at that point in time.
You have to just say, no, but people don't think, we have 5 fingers, not the same. They would not think like me, but they will act like me and just be calm. This too shall pass.
Common courtesy is not so common, eh?
No, a good morning, a good afternoon. People just don't do it anymore.
It all begins in the home, and I said we need to break that cycle.
You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct.
Morals and values are going on the drain, and we need to bring it back. It needs to start from the children.
I remember everybody adult growing up, uncle, auntie, sir, miss, madam, until sometimes I still say sir. People say, don't call me sir. But it's you don't want to call somebody by their name because you feel it's being disrespectful. So we have to go back, perhaps old time days. We have to inculcate the right morals and values. And I think if parents are not taking the responsibility, then a lot of it is the burden of the schools. But really, when we have councils and community service with good people such as yourselves coming together for the better of our nation, we really, as citizens, need to partner in order to have a better Trinidad and Tobago. So rather than we complain, we look for the solutions, find it and execute it. Your closing comments.
You just made one statement there, go back to the old time ways, right? And it's our elders, our parents, grandparents, they're the ones that instill the values within us. These people are still around, they're retired. Maybe these are the ones that we need to pull in to give us the support to find out how we can make that difference or make them part of it to make that difference.
Nice. And Mr. Hussein, I really think we have a lot of retired people who could lend that support, who could share their knowledge. Knowledge is power. Years of experience and service and people who are really solid, that if we could get them involved just for the advice, just to be there like the wind beneath our wings to guide us.
And the reality of it is making them part of something would be more meaningful in their lives as well.
Correct. Inspector, your closing comments?
Well, in closing, on behalf of the executive of the TTPS, I would just like to thank you, Ms. Zelisa, for giving us this opportunity to showcase what the TTPS, in collaboration with the Station Council, is all about, and our aims and objectives. And like I said before, I will say it once again, it's about rebuilding public trust and confidence, which is our strategic pillar number 1 of the TTPS goals, right? We're working feverishly at that. We want to bring back that. We want to bridge that gap and bring it back. So I thank you again.
You're most welcome, and I trust and hope that you recognize we are a media house in San Juan, and we're willing to partner, we're willing to help, we're willing to extend invitations to welcome you. This is your TV station. As far as I'm concerned, we're part of the community. Whatever we could do to lend our support, we are here.
Well, you don't say willing anymore, right? You're part of it now.
So you're always welcome. I will continue to have such conversations so that we can ensure that the public, they are aware that there is a council that's very active, and now they can be even more aware that they can be part of something that is dynamic, that will make a positive change in Trinidad and Tobago. God bless you all as you grow from strength to strength, and continue to do the dynamic work that you're doing. You know, Inspector, I know sometimes your job is just not easy, and may God continue to guide, bless, and shine that light in the lives of all of our police officers. It's not an easy job.
We appreciate it.
So good luck, and we'll see you all really soon. All the best.
Thank you very much.
This is where we're going to wrap things up today. Let me remind you, please be good law-abiding citizens. Do what is right at all times. If you want to be part of the council, if you want to make a difference, if you want to even perhaps donate something, then please call 683-1901. That's 683-1901. My dear friends, thank you so much for choosing us here on Real TV. Here's reminding you that with God and only God, all things are possible. Keep smiling, be positive, know the best is yet to come. Thanks for choosing us. I am Zelisa Budusing Rupani. See you tomorrow.